Time for Power Profile, sponsored by Salis Marineware.
Sport boat owners are the types of boaters who want it all. They want plenty of space and amenities for entertaining with lots of performance and horsepower for water sports. And to that, Chaparral Boats said, sure. So this week on Power Profile, we'll take a look at a 2010 Chaparral Sunesta 264. Chaparral has had a lot of success in both the bow rider and express cruiser classes, and they bring that to the entire Sunesta line. The 8.5-foot beam and the aft sweeping shear line found on much bigger boats says this is a big-time bow rider. But the combination aluminum wakeboard tower radar arch and the 496 mag says this is one major sport boat. The sportiness starts at the molded swim platform that has a hidden boarding ladder on the starboard side and handy towline storage to port. Behind is the remote control for the stereo that's Sirius ready, along with a feature that I love, a second trim switch. The aft rumble seat is spacious enough for 2 adults and even expands into a full-size sun pad with the flick of a switch. With the flick of another switch, that very same sun pad lifts up to reveal the 496 mag Mercruiser power plant, producing 375 horsepower connected to a Bravo 3 drive. On paper, this is a perfect pairing with this size and style of boat. Through the gated walkway is the battery switch and fuse panel, and directly in front of that is the refreshment center where underneath you'll find a locking 78-liter cooler that can hold plenty of drinks and snacks, a large surface countertop above, and a wet bar sink that can double as a washdown thanks to the extended hose. You know, a lot of features in this boat are thanks to the wide beam, but something that goes overlooked is the high freeboards. It really adds to the storage in this boat, and I mean, I could tell you about it, but the best thing to do is to show you. Now this is storage. And while the storage is deep enough for an adult, I recommend sticking to PFDs and other gear. While your guests relax on the L-shaped lounge, there's also a table for snacks that mounts to the side rather than the floor to protect your toes. There's even more spacious storage in the floor locker for boards, skis, and safety gear, and for when nature calls, a flushing head as well. Across from that is a doorway protecting the head unit for the stereo, and behind a second door, even more storage. The reason for that second door is to make for a great wind block while keeping your gear hidden. At the bow, there's a neat flip-up nav light, along with a boarding ladder for beaching. The comfort starts with a drained cooler and gets even better with lounge-style seating and automotive-style armrests. The table from the aft can also be placed in the bow to provide 2 distinct entertaining areas. Sitting down at the helm, you know you're in control of a serious sport boat. The innovative helm seats have the adjustments right below the armrests for easy comfort instead of searching below the seats. The black dash is sleek and stylish, matching the rest of the boat, and the square-trimmed gauges are a fresh change from the norm, and the switches are split to either side of the all-black wheel. The helm is just a small sample of the larger picture of how Chaparral continues to be a leader in design and innovation from bow to stern. They are also leaders in performance, so it was time to leave the dock and put this big-time sport boat to the test. Starting with a hole shot, the 496 mag used its massive torque to muscle this 26-foot bow rider to 20 miles per hour in just 5.5 seconds. Once on plane, the first thing that came to mind was how quiet the hull ran. These Sunesta's hull are Kevlar reinforced as part of the quad radial lamination system that includes injected closed cell foam, and now what that means is you have a super quiet ride. As you can tell, we're at speed and I don't have to yell, so you don't have to lose your voice talking to your guests. And even though the water was quite calm, jumping a couple wakes from the camera boat produced the same quiet ride of a mere 94 decibels at 3,000 RPM. Not to mention how stable it felt, which is common for this size of boat. But something that's not as common was the tight turning radius from lock to lock turns. I've tested smaller boats that didn't handle this well, and it really adds a lot of satisfaction to a boat driver that rides as smooth as a Cadillac, but handles like a Porsche. And that's what you get with the Sunesta 264. I mentioned earlier that on paper the pairing of the 264 with the 496 mag is perfect, and sure enough it was. It settled on plane in 6 seconds and cruised at a comfortable mid-range of 3,500 RPM at 37.7 miles per hour, and topped out at a more than impressive 53.1 miles per hour at the 496 rev limit of 4,800 RPM. You know, I love big sport boats like the Chaparral. They have all the features and amenities you need to entertain a crowd both at the anchor and at 30 miles an hour. So if you're looking to move up to a big sport boat without the need to overnight, the Sunesta 264 might be a perfect fit.